A special 3D printed cover for your special bottle. Let's see how I sliced it. Alright guys, let's start from the parts that I call important or resistance parts that needed to be that needed us to be more careful. Okay, those parts over here, the base and also the cover, I don't think there is nothing different that your standard profile, for example. So it's just the same as always. I will show you mine. For example, in here we use 0.2 layer height. I want average resolution. Doesn't need to be like extremely detailed. It's just a common part for the finishing of the model. And also, I used to go with 3 perimeters, 7 top layers, 5 bottom, and also the 5% infill will be okay. You can only change this for the honeycomb, okay? I feel like it's more a resistant infill, okay? The way that it's printed is better for resistance prints, okay? Okay, so let's delete those parts. We don't need any cautious in here. Those parts are finished as well. In this, we are going to finish in this region. We don't need any precaution. In these parts over here, I have some tips for you, but I will do later, okay? Let's reorganize in here. Now you can print both of the pieces. Alright guys, first of all, I know this is a big print. It can take some time to be printed. The estimated time is about 2 days on a average printer like an Ender 3 V3. In a Bambu Lab K1 you can take a lot less time in here, but I prefer sometimes in this tutorial to base my settings on a simple printer. If you have a faster printer, everything is going to be better, okay? But let's continue and let's focus on the resistance. I think it's the main topic in here, because we have a bottle. In the beginning will be full of scotch or any drink that you are going to put in here, so we need this print to resist to this weight. Okay, so we have this part over here, which is just a finishing, but we have some pieces connected on this part. In the assembly guide on the platform at Estelflix, you can see all the pieces that we need, but let's talk about the weight and resistance. Okay, first of all, I am going to increase in here the number of perimeters. This is going to provide us a resistance print. And since we are going to put this on our houses, on your private bar at your home, we need to make this print last longer, okay? So let's improve in here, increase the number of perimeters and also a little bit at the resistance in the thickness of the top layers, okay? The bottom is not that important. And now I'm going to increase as well a little bit the infill density. And I will keep the honeycomb and let's see how it goes. Okay, now we are going to see we have a stronger wall at this print, and also in the infill I'm showing you why I prefer the honeycomb. In some parts of the model we have 2 walls connected, and this is going to be random in some parts because in the next layer the double wall is going to change. Can you see? Look at this. So in a lot of parts we have more resistance, and these are combined in different spots in the infill. So in case of weight, since the bottle is going to be in this position, we have a more stronger print inside of itself, okay? And also we have a negative point in here because we increase a lot the print time. About 1 day. So something that you can do is not increase a lot, as I did, the number of walls on your print, okay? You should do 4 or at least 3, but don't change the infill density, okay? Keep at 7, 10 if you want, if you have a faster printer, and use the honeycomb. I extremely recommend you to use it. If you are using a faster printer, maybe time is not a problem for you. So now let's see. Now that we made our print resistant and stronger, I want to buy some time for us. So let's change some settings. First of all, we don't need a 0.2 millimeters layer height on this print, and mostly of this collection, the bottle collection, we don't need as well, because we have a lot of prints in here, a lot of models that are huge. So for example, in this one we have let me see exactly, we have 234 millimeter height, so it's we don't need so much resolution in here. We have another detailed models, let me select in here. So for example, we have this model over here. Let me take it off the other parts, and also here. In this case, we don't have a lot of details, but even if you put in here 0.32, I'm almost sure that we are not going to lose a lot of details. These details in here, this texture is rough as wood, so I don't think so. In this case, we have a extremely textured tentacle, so I don't need as well the rocks. So I think we should be fine in every model of this drop with 0.32 millimeters at the layer height. I'm going to show you what I need to change in this kind of situation. Okay, remember, we still need a resistant print, so let's see how can we do it. 0.32, I'm going to keep the first layer because I want my first layer perfect. I'm going to change just the other layers. I'm going to keep every part over here. Let's go a little bit back. If you want more confidence, go with 5. I want now buying some time for us. So 4 perimeters in here. The infill, I'm going to keep the same. And remember, I'm just going with those speed settings because it's a simple printer. We could do 100 millimeters per second maybe on the Ender 3 V3 SE, but I am increasing a lot the layer height, and I'm going also to increase the extrusion width, so I'm not going to change the speed. Okay, I want the average speed in here because I want to keep the flow of the filament. So let's continue. In the advanced settings, we are no longer using the 0.42, which is a average that I use in some cases. We are going to increase this for 0.5 because we have a bigger layer height, so we need more extrusion width to keep the adhesion between the layers. I know it's not so simple to understand, but imagine if we have 0.2 layer height and 0.4 at the nozzle, we have a 50% proportion in here. So since we are increasing the layer height, we need to increase as well the extrusion width. But we cannot increase like 50% or the double of the layer height because we still using a 0.4 nozzle. So I'm going to increase as much as I can. 0.5, I think it's a good limit. In some case, you may increase as well your temperature to keep the filament in a good melted, in a good flow, okay? But I think with my average, which is, let me see, 210 degrees. Let's change also this. And now let's see how much time we bought in here. Alright guys, we saved a lot of time in here, more than 1 day of print, so I extremely recommend you to change that on your settings. Okay, so I had 2 options in here. If you are a really careful person, if you want the most of details, you should do the first bundle of settings. Okay, it took it almost 3 days of a print. If you are not that worried with details, and I guarantee you, you are not going to lose a lot of details in here, it's almost the same, and you are buying a lot of time, you should do the second bundle of settings that I just showed you. Let's just do a recap. We changed the layer height. We are going with 4 walls to be more resistant. We are going to increase the top layer numbers. We changed the fill pattern for honeycomb and also the density for 7%, okay? And also in the advanced tab, we are going to increase the extrusion width to 0.5. You can do all of these changes in every printer, in the Bambu Studio as well, and a faster printer. All that you need to change is the speed. This is the only setting which is important that I didn't change in here because it depends on your printer, okay? In some cases, don't forget to change your temperature if you need it, okay? You should test it. So guys, I hope you like it. We need a extremely resistant printing here. I think we made it, and I hope to see your results. See you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from Estelflix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.